Hey fellow movie lovers, it's Devin for This Week in the Cinema, and I watched an amazing, absolutely spot-on, sappy teen movie this weekend, and I cannot wait to tell you guys about it. But first, I have to make a confession. I am a big fat hypocrite because one of my biggest life mottos is always read the book before you see the movie. Because personally, I think it just opens so many doors when you watch the movie, and you can just understand it so much more, and the experience is just all in all better. But at the same time, it also lets you be overly cynical about it, which I'm a big fan of being overly cynical. But in this case, I have not read The Perks of Being a Wallflower book, but I'm still excited to tell you guys about the movie because I enjoyed it, and I want to let you guys know why. So for everyone out there who did read the book and have been avoiding the movie because you just hate movie adaptions of books, I will tell you one thing that may convince you to see the movie. The author of Perks of Being a Wallflower is the same guy who wrote the screenplay for the movie. So, I mean, that doesn't mean it's identical. Obviously, he had to cut some things out. But I felt very reassured knowing that the things that were cut out of the book in order to make the movie adaptation were the author's choice. So that, I think, was pretty cool. That's about as genuine a movie adaptation as it gets. So you may already know this, but yes, Perks of Being a Wallflower is a teen movie, and it's sappy, and it's sweet, and it's known for bringing out the waterworks and everything, but this is something you may not know about the movie, because I didn't. It is like the capital hipster movie of the world. I didn't know this, but it's set in the 90s. And whenever they're not talking about how hard it is to be an outcast in high school, they're talking about all the music they listen to that no one else has ever heard of. It's like the hipster theme song to the life is this movie. But I don't want to give you guys the wrong impression. It's not a bad movie. It's not like horrible and so terrible and like getting on Tumblr for 5 minutes. It's actually really enjoyable and cool. One of the coolest things I liked about the movie, which in my understanding they do the same thing in the book, the main character is telling the story in a series of letters that he's writing to some unknown friend that we never meet. But since it's told in letters, everything he's describing is like reflective, like there's lots of narration, and it's very deep, I guess, looking into the situations that he's already lived through. So the narration is very cool, and it's not exactly told in order. Like a lot of key elements about the characters and his life isn't told till about the end of the movie. And since so many key facts are saved until the end of the movie, that's when the waterwork comes. So I really didn't cry through the first probably like hour and a half, and I was like, man, I thought this movie was supposed to be really sad. I'm having a good time laughing about all the mixtapes they're making each other because I like forgot that was a thing, and having tons of fun. I wouldn't go as far to say lighthearted, but it's a pretty chill movie, and then bam, the waterworks hit you, and they just do not stop until the credits. But they're not all sad tears. There is a happy ending, and it's very sweet, and I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed it. So that was Perks of Being a Wallflower. Don't forget to join me on my chats on Google Plus Fridays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Of course, you can always like me on Facebook and comment on this video on YouTube if you have any suggestions on movies you think I should watch. I'm pretty open-minded. I hate horror movies by the group that made Paranormal Activity, though. They're kind of redundant and horrible, so don't suggest that. But anything else I'm good with. So that was This Week in the Cinema. I will see you guys next week.